Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Brazilian Grand Prix as we await the lights now, and it is lights out, and away we go. Spooky getting a brilliant start to go up to third alongside of his teammate. Bruder is in the mix as well. We see Mr. Tino going alongside Spooky there. Bruder trying to get alongside into turn 2 and 3. It gets a little bit dicey over there, and there's contact between the two drivers there as we see Skillmax getting through up to 4th position. He goes light in the midfield. The current world champ struggling to keep up pace with this many cars all around him as we have yellow flags and a safety car. And even after the safety car is called, Light gets he gets spun out as he goes now to 11th, 10th. Light now in 10th position as we now go to the restart. We see R7 currently leading the race. He will dictate the race restart now as we go racing once again as we now head into turn 1. Mr. Tino trying to maintain position and potentially try to get his position back as well from Bruder ahead. Bruder, will he go for a move against the McLaren drivers ahead who are currently sporting the beautiful Brazilian livery? We see a little bit of a hint at a move as we see now Bruder going for it. They go side by side. Will he try to go for a switchback? I don't think he will. Spooky holds on to the position for now as we now go racing into this middle sector here. Spooky really doing a really good job to defend against the 4-time champ. Bruder getting a little bit of a look down the inside there, and he's going to try to get him on the exit of the corner. He's got his front wheel alongside the rear wheel of Spooky as he gets a little bit squeezed, and he makes the move, and he makes it stick. Now here comes Mr. Tino on his former F3 teammate. Now going into the final few corners here, Mr. Tino slips past the McLaren driver as we now hop on board with the Ferrari of T-Dash. Currently in the middle of this midfield battle over here, we see Skillmax battling it out with Bebricki in the Sauber. Skillmax getting ahead there. Just a love tap on T-Dash from Temushka as T-Dash now tries to build a little bit of a gap. The drivers in front of him are having a ferocious battle as we see there's yellow flags in the middle sector, and that's why we see a light in the Racing Bull spinning out. That was a costly mistake. As we now hop on board with Bruder in the Alpine, the 4-time champ looks to be inheriting first position after the front runners are now pitting. As we now hop on board with Skillmax in the Racing Bull, who's currently fighting it out, haggling it out with the McLaren driver of Spooky in the wonderful Brazilian livery. I've got to say, it looks pretty good, especially for a track like this. Skillmax using his curves, trying to get alongside. Looks like he's just going to have to hold on to the rear end of that McLaren for now. No moves to be made as of yet coming from the Racing Bull driver. But he is getting closer. He's getting closer every single lap as we head onto the straight now. He's going to go for a move. Spooky tries to defend. Down the inside goes Skillmax, gaining 4th position from Spooky in the McLaren. Will Spooky try to fight back, or is this a done deal? I think Spooky's going to try to fight back. He is pretty close to the rear end of the Racing Bull, and here he goes alongside and ahead. Skillmax going to go down the inside into turn 1. He has the advantage into turn 1, and he gains the position. Spooky trying to go alongside. He nearly runs out of road as these two battle it out ferociously for position. Spooky and Skillmax, fun fact, they used to come from the same academy, the Prema Ferrari Academy back in season 6, and how far they've come now in Formula 1, battling it out in the midfield as now Spooky goes for a move, and he gets the position. Skillmax is going to try to hold on, but it looks like Spooky is ahead now. Skillmax is going to try to hold on. He knows he has the pace. He knows he's got what it takes to get that position from Spooky as we head into the middle sector over here. Will Skillmax try to go for a move down the straight? Spooky having that inside line, but Skillmax having none of it. Going around the outside into
Spooky,
the
if you don't have track limits, then
into the final sector. approach the final few corners over here. Will Spooky try to fight back? He goes a little bit wide into the penultimate corner, into the final corner. He's going to use his energy in the car as Skillmax fights back. He holds position going into turn 1. These two are really haggling it out for position. Every single corner, Spooky nearly gets run off the road by Skillmax as Jimbo comes into view and gives Spooky a little bit of a love tap on the rear wheel over there as they now head into the chicane. Spooky has to beware of the drivers behind and ahead as we are now on board with Anthony, who's going to try to hold on to position with Spooky and Jimbo and Skillmax ahead. He's really just lurking about, waiting for the opportunity to get past Jimbo in the Haas. We're now back on board with Spooky. Spooky squeezing Jimbo along the outside, making sure that he does not get a single ounce of opportunity as now they head onto the pit lane straight, the main straight. Spooky is getting pretty close to Skillmax now. Will he go for a move? Yes, he will. Getting alongside, he pushes Skillmax off the track. And I'm not sure if that's going to be a penalty or not, but Anthony now goes ahead. And Skillmax, losing out here, has to settle for 7th for now. He is not going to be happy about that one as he tries to hold on to the pack, but it looks like he's pretty much lost his advantage as now Anthony leaves the door open for Skillmax. Skillmax going back at him. Anthony going down the inside. He opts not to make the move, and I'm glad he didn't. So, as we are now back on board with Skillmax, after having a little bit of a frenzy with the couple of drivers ahead, now you see on the screen, Skillmax is going to be trying to get back at them as they head now down onto the main straight once again for the 17th time today. Skillmax just lurking about. He's going to be trying to get the position from the Haas first, unless those two really slow each other down. Spooky and Jimbo going alongside. Spooky holding onto the position. Jimbo just backing out as we see Skillmax is going to be trying to take advantage of the situation. He's going to use his energy now as we see the drivers getting really touchy-feely into the hairpin over here. Jimbo getting put into a vulnerable position, potentially going to allow Skillmax through. But one thing we got to know, ladies and gentlemen, is the tires. These three drivers are going to have to pay attention to the wear on their tires to make sure that their strategy is not compromised. As we see Skillmax using every single ounce of energy in his car. Anthony going for a move from nowhere as Skillmax makes a little bit of a blunder. Anthony tries to get ahead, but Skillmax is going to lurch ahead. As we see now Anthony trying to hold on to the pack. He tried to get a position there, but to no avail. He hits the rear of Skillmax, actually giving Skillmax a little bit of a boost. Did Anthony just help Skillmax get alongside Jimbo? I'm not sure, but Skillmax gets alongside and ahead. And it is Anthony who is now under pressure from T-Dash in the Ferrari, doing a brilliant job now getting himself into the fray. Anthony's going to go alongside, and he gets ahead of the Ferrari. Even though there's quite a few cars going on, T-Dash is still going to try to hold on to 8th place. He's still going to try to get past Anthony, as we see Anthony now disappearing into the distance as a result. Anthony still in the mix against, I believe this is Skillmax. Will he try to get alongside? These two nearly clashed before. There's contact again as Skillmax continues to maintain position. We are just a little bit over halfway through the race now as we hop on board with Bruder, who makes a costly mistake hitting the curb. He allows the McLaren of Mr. Spooky by. He loses position. And that was a very costly mistake from him, as we see now another driver, I think that was Anthony, making the same mistake in the same corner. What a coincidence. That is one heck of a corner indeed, as we see, I think, Mr. Spooky now heading into the pits. Bruder maintains position. As we hop on board now with Skillmax, who's currently hunting down Mad Jimbo. He was fighting Mr. Spooky a few laps earlier. Now he has a different opponent for today. As we see Skillmax getting alongside, I don't think he intended to make a move there, just trying to put Jimbo under as much pressure as he can. He now goes side by side for a real move. He tries to get alongside, but it looks like Jimbo hitting him aside, and Skillmax re-entering the track right onto T-Dash. That was very unfortunate for Skillmax there, who tried to make a move, couldn't make it stick. Okay? We're now on lap 25 as he continues to hunt down the Haas driver, the Haas manager actually reserving for his team. Skillmax giving Jimbo a ton of room, but getting none back as he gets shoved off the track once again. But it doesn't matter now, he gains position. It has been a monumental race indeed, as we are on board with R7 in the Red Bull. He will come home to take victory at Brazil. Bruder in the Alpine, the 4-time champ, coming home in second, just behind Mr. Tino in the Haas finishes off the podium positions. Anthony will come home in fourth for the McLaren team, followed closely behind by Spooky, his teammate. Skillmax will come home in sixth, T-Dash in eighth, as we now hop on board with Light, who has to battle it out with Stefan. Stefan closing into this drag race to the finish, as Light takes 10th, Stefan in 11th position.